when I'm sharing a screen and running a camera as well. Just give me 1 second here. And are you guys able to see my screen? Should say
Yes, yeah,
solutions
yeah,
overview.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So for today's demonstration, I generally like to run these fairly casual. Feel free to interrupt me at any time with any questions that you might have. Again, it's just the main goal here is to give you a holistic understanding of what it is that we do here on the Enterprise Gift and Loyalty Program, so that you guys can make an informed decision to move forward. Now, before we dive into the actual web demo, I want to provide you with a little bit of foundational knowledge about the features that are associated with gift and loyalty here. So it just helps you understand the configurations when we start going on. Now, I've taken some time to brand a couple portals. Don't judge me on the design; it's not really my area of expertise, but I've pulled some images off online, essentially of the Tulsa location, and I just kind of mocked them up. So those are going to be more consumer facing portals that we're going to review. From there, we're going to transition into the back office where we can look at configurations, reporting and analytics, and various features that you can leverage within the platform. Okay. So again, just a quick slide here that we're going to go through on the features. All right. So we'll start with the gift card program first off. All right. Now, our gift card program, fairly standard here. We've got physical gift cards, and of course, we have electronic gift cards as well, or e-gift cards. Now, all of our gift cards can be fully customizable. You can set minimums and maximums on those cards, and they can be reloadable if you wish. All right. In between physical and electronic gift cards, you've got promo cards. Promo cards are basically standard gift cards, physical or electronic. The only difference is they have an expiry date to them. So it creates a little bit of urgency to come into the organization sooner than later. Right? We have customer service and corporate cards as well. Customer service cards are what you would send to somebody maybe that's had a bad experience. You want to continue to retain them as a customer. So you would send them a gift card on your dime, essentially, to smooth over the situation. Whereas the corporate cards, it's more business to business. So let's say you have a relationship with another organization and they want to give goodwill gift cards to all of their employees, maybe for the holiday season. You could do basically a batch order right from the back office using their email address, first and last name, and then send them all essentially electronic gift cards all at once. And that can be done, like I said, in batch by just uploading a spreadsheet. Very, very simple process. Okay. Card balance import. This is if you have existing gift cards, we can import those cards onto our platform. Completely seamless transition from your customer's perspective, right? All we do is essentially load up an exit file or spreadsheet essentially in, and then we take those card numbers and the existing balances, and then they will all work through our platform. Fulfillment, I'm going to touch on that shortly. So I'll just pause and I'll go over to our loyalty side. So on the loyalty side, really there's two sides to the fence, right? You've got your earn and burn points, right? Which is essentially spend X number of dollars, get X number of points back, use those points as currency for future redemptions. Okay. And then on the other side of that, you have as well our punch card rewards program. So punch card rewards is kind of like the punch card that you would see at a Subway, except we're doing everything with the actual plastic loyalty card or an electronic loyalty card. Okay. So buy 5, get the 6th one for free. Buy 9, get the 10th one for free. Generally speaking, these can be based on, spend, items that are purchased, visits, SKU level data that we would be receiving through Logivision via Secure Retail. Hey, Gary, how's it going?
Not bad. I finally got my correct password, but
No worries at all. We're just in the middle
Sure.
of doing the deck here.
I apologize there, Ronald and Lori.
Okay, so also, so points and and punch card rewards essentially. Those are the two sides of the fence. Now, generally speaking, most of our customers will choose one or the other. But when you are using our enterprise platform, you actually can have a hybrid program. So running both points and punch card rules as well simultaneously. So I could be earning points maybe on all of my purchases, but when I buy certain items or from items from a category, maybe, I would also earn rewards as well. So buying 5 of something, get the 6th one for free too. Okay. I believe with the integration that we have with Logivision, we can also implement discounts into the loyalty program as well. And then, of course, targeting and segmentation is a really big part of the benefit of our enterprise platform. So this gives us the ability to actually isolate smaller groups of your loyalty members based on spend, items that they're purchasing, based on their location, their age, their gender, whatever. Right. And what we can do with that smaller targeted group is we would send them special ad hoc promotions. Hey, come on into the store and get 5 times the points if you spend $300, something like that. Or hey, come on in, on Thursdays between 3 and 5 p.m. and get 25 bonus points with a purchase, with every purchase made, something along those lines. So the real benefit there is that we're maximizing the amount of repeat business. This gets them increasing their spend, and it gets them revisiting the business more frequently. And then lights out promotions. This is essentially the perfect example of what we would call low effort, high return features, right? So lights out promotion allows you to set markers like your loyalty member's birthday, the last time that they visited the store, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, when they complete their first redemption or when they finish the registration of their loyalty profile. And using these markers, we're going to automatically send them an SMS text or an email with a special offer. All right. So you would set these markers at the very beginning. And again, it's a feature that you don't have to use if you don't want to, but it's something that pretty much everybody uses because it's awesome. And so you would set these things up in advance, and then when someone's birthday comes up, they're automatically going to receive that message saying, "Hey, happy birthday, John, from from Goodwill. Come on in within 3 days of your birthday and get 50 bonus points or a points multiplier of sorts." Okay. So again, very, very popular feature that we have. Now, on the customer engagement versus the merchant accessibility side, now our platform is designed to be more of a card present loyalty and gift card program. All right. So essentially, the redemption and accumulation of points or rewards, the redemption of gift cards as well would be done in store primarily. All right. Now, we are going to create a branded member portal as well as a branded gift card portal for you. These portals are consumer facing. They would be integrated ideally into your website, usually as a hyperlink. Very, very simple process. We could also do iframe as well, which is essentially a window within your website. Now, the member portal helps the member manage their loyalty profile as well as their transactions, how many points and rewards they've earned, but they can also add their gift cards into that portal as well and then reload those gift cards very quickly. So I could get my mom, for instance, a Mother's Day gift card and continue to reload that card so she can constantly go back and make more purchases while monitoring like Big Brother her transactions. Um, Now, SMS and email, okay, marketing, essentially, we have a marketing engine built into the Data Candy platform. So this, again, gives you the ability to send emails and text messages to your customer base. Now, that could be associated with a special promotional offer, or maybe it's just, hey, Merry Christmas from us, at Goodwill Tulsa. Or it could be anything, maybe notifying them of a big sale that's coming down the road. So you can leverage essentially the email platform that we integrate into our Data Candy platform at no additional cost. Now, merchant accessibility, what you folks are going to be using to manage the health of your program is our back office portal. And built into that portal are the reporting and analytics that you're going to need to keep track of what kind of lift you're going to be seeing within the program there. Now, on the extensions and integration side, with our enterprise platform, we integrate with mobile wallets, which means that if you have a physical gift card or an electronic gift card or a physical loyalty card or an electronic loyalty card, all of those cards can be added to your mobile wallet, your Google Pay account, or your Apple wallet, essentially, right? So that you don't even have to carry the cards with you. We have relationships with Blackhawk and Incom, which are those gift card companies that you'll see, at like a Walgreens, the big, huge racks that have multiple brands of gift cards. We don't facilitate the relationships there, but if you have a relationship with Blackhawk and Incom and you want to sell your gift cards on their racks, then our technology will accept those gift cards. Okay. Do you guys have an existing relationship with Air Miles or CAA at all?
No.
No? Okay. Then I'm not even going to bother talking about it. Generally speaking, on the integration side, we are going to put our Data Candy app on the LogiVision POS software. Okay, that's the best experience, the best integration, best for your consumers, best for your employees as well. All right. Basically, you have a higher number of features and functionality. This is where we're getting all of that SKU level data from the products that you're selling. All right. Then we can build promotions, even punch card rules based on items, as opposed to just the generic price point that they're spending. And then ACH really doesn't apply because I believe all of your locations are corporately owned. Is that correct?
Yes.
And just one bank account for all of them?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure what we each.
Does each store have their own account, or I'm assuming it's one?
One. Okay. So, I mean, we can take that one offline at a later date once you're ready to make a decision. But essentially, the automatic clearinghouse program allows us to transfer automatically the funds from location to location for gift cards. So let's say they buy a gift card at location 1, but then they spend that gift card at location 3, right? If there's different bank accounts, well, the money for the purchase of the gift card originally is going to go into the headquarters bank account. Whereas if there's a bank account for location 3 that's separate, we would transfer the funds to location 3 automatically, so that you don't have to worry about the accounting side of it. Of course, we provide you with all the reports, like a roadmap essentially of where the funds are being transferred for different purposes. But this, again, it's only if you have multiple bank accounts for the different locations.
Yeah, more likely not.
More likely not. That's what I figured as well. It's usually the case for corporately owned stores. So that's really, from a feature standpoint, that's really what I wanted to leave you guys with. Do you have any questions on that before I jump into the demo and start demonstrating some of this stuff?
Yeah, so you need to either bring a plastic card or a digital card in your mobile wallet to the store. It's not in the system. So if I forget my card and I go to the store, is there a way of getting credit?
Absolutely. Yes, you don't even have to have the card or your cell phone with you. You could actually use the LogiVision POS and just look up the person's profile with a phone number, email address, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Very easy.
If a card is lost, can we block it?
Yes, you can block it. We cannot reissue the same duplicate of the same card number, but you can reissue them a new card and then move all of the history from the old card to the new card.
Yeah. If they bring the plastic card, do they swipe it, or the digital, do they tap it, or how does that work?
It depends on your POS breakdown. So if you have barcode scanners with the secure retail solution, then you could scan the barcode on the back of the gift card. But it also has a mag stripe, which can be swiped on any mag stripe swiper.
Okay, and I think you answered this question already. The targeting is by text and email.
Yeah, communications essentially. So when somebody registers for the loyalty program, one of the questions that we ask them is, what is your communication preference? Do you want to receive emails from us or SMS text messages or both?
Or none.
Or none. Yeah. So they may opt out of the digital communication, but that's less common. It's more common that they choose one or the other.
Sure.
And then when we want to basically notify them of special opportunities, promotions to take advantage of, all they basically have to do is just, receive the text message or email, read it real quick, or they could go, even if they choose no communications, they could always go to the branded member portal and take a look at what current offers are available.
Give me 1 second. I'm
Sure.
in a meeting. I'll soon come check in.
Okay.
In about an hour. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. No worries at all. So yeah, they don't even have to receive those communications if
Okay.
need be. They could check them in real time anyways, and see what's available to them for today.
Can we set it up if we have a customer appreciation sale, or it's senior day or half price sale, and the only customers that get to use that benefit is if they have the loyalty program cards? Can we set it up that way?
You absolutely could. Yeah. So what we can do is, let's say you have a repeating Seniors Day, like one day every single month is Seniors Day, right?
Yes.
We could set up a promotion, right, where they get more rewards, more points, or maybe a discount, right, every time that day arises, and we just basically make it a reoccurring promotion.
Okay.
We could set that weekly, daily, monthly, whatever it is you want.
That's my question. And then if a customer comes in today, wants to complete the application to become a loyalty member, can they get the discount today, or is it for the next?
These are great questions. You guys are on the ball. Absolutely. So what we generally do is, and I talk about this later in the demo too, but we like to try to maximize the completion of that registration for the loyalty profile, because the information that they're providing is like currency to you. You use that info to target special groups, right? So you really want to get them to complete that registration. What we usually do is we put a rule in place that allows them, like let's say somebody comes in and they say, oh, hey, you guys have a loyalty profile or program. I'd like to be part of that. All your cashier needs to do is literally hand them the loyalty card. That's it. All right. On the back of the loyalty card, there's instructions that are going to take them to, and I'll show it to you right now. That's a good way to segue into this, our branded member portal. All right. So this is that branded member portal. They take the card number that's on that card. They type the card number in there, click, they accept the terms there, and then they register. And that's when we ask them the questions. So you don't even have to worry about them holding up the line or anything like that, going through all the questions on the fly. You could take that loyalty card, and the rule that we would put in place would say you can accumulate, but you can't redeem until you finish registration.
Okay.
Right. So she could run that loyalty transaction as an accumulation using the card. And, when it comes time to redeem, it's like, oh, well, you know what? You haven't registered yet. Do you want to take a second just to complete the registration, fill out the form here? And, like you could do that on the fly if you wanted to. Meanwhile, you take other people in line until they're.
What percentage of, so, and I'm happy because that was my question, because I hate it when I'm at Walgreens or wherever and you have to wait for them to fill it out and ask all these questions. But what percentage of the customers actually go online and fill that out?
That's a great question. So we look at a healthy loyalty program is about 65% or higher, Ron. But on average across our customer base, the number is closer to 80%.
All right.
Mhm. So what we do is essentially, again, we have lots of different strategies to maximize the completion of that registration process. We can put those rules in place, but we could also, for instance, reward them. We may want to reward them. Well, hey, just so you know, if you go online and you register your loyalty program, we're going to actually send you 25 bonus points to get you started. Or, hey, when you complete your first redemption, we're going to send you a multiplier for the next purchase. You're going to get 25 times the points if you with your first redemption. So we can
you give like a percentage off on the first purchase after you registered? Can you do that way instead of points?
Not through our platform specifically. So these kinds of little rules that we would put in place would be through the Lights Out promotion. So Lights Out allows us to set those markers, but we only have a limited configurations for what we can do with them. So we could do points, right? Multipliers, bonus points, or we could do I think we can do punch card rewards as well, like a free item. But we can't do a discount for punch card. That's not an option. You can do discounts, but that would be more for promotions or special promotions you may run.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good questions though. Excellent. So anyway, if let's say they're on the website, they're surfing around, they see you have a loyalty program because it's on your website here, and they say, hey, I want to register for the loyalty program. But I don't actually have a card yet. They just click this, and we're going to create them a digital loyalty card, which they can, again, take a screenshot of. They can save it to their mobile wallet and then just come in that way. So they don't actually have to have a physical card. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sign in as a credentialed loyalty member. So you can see what one of your customers would see when they sign in.
Brandon, before we get in there, do you want to maybe just discuss the customer service aspect so that they understand that part before we go into the rest?
Absolutely. Sorry, guys. I actually forgot that. There was one other slide I wanted to show you. Thanks, Justin.
No problem.
So essentially, from a customer service standpoint, our enterprise platform is really what we would consider to be white glove treatment. All right. So what you're going to basically first off receive is strategic consulting. All right. So again, we work with tons of different organizations in different industries, but we have a very strong presence in the thrift industry, as Gary will tell you. Right. We've got lots of common customers between our two organizations, and what we do is we leverage the insight and experience that we have working with all these different customers to build you a platform and a program that is going to hit the ground running. All right. We don't like to launch programs that are going to fail in the first year. Absolutely not. We run programs that are going to continue to show you lift. And so we would use any successes and failures that we've had in the past to build you something that's going to work right from square one. All right. Now, what we do is when you decide to move forward with Data Candy, we're going to assign you a dedicated project manager. That project manager is going to have a whole team of people underneath them, but you're going to only interface with that person, and they are going to basically build you that program based on any of your needs, right? Based on your organization, your business model, so on and so forth. So they would basically talk to you and a few other people, maybe from the team, to get that project built. Once the project is ready to go live, what we would do is hand you off from your project manager to your dedicated account manager. That's one person that is always going to know the history of your account with us and your experience with Data Candy. All right. So they're going to basically be able to provide all the training necessary to your employees to walk you guys through as many times as you need it, how to use the platform. Now, when we go on to the back office, you're going to see there's a lot of cool options, right? But it might seem a little overwhelming. Trust me when I tell you it's not as bad as your first initial look at it. They are going to walk you through everything that you need to do. Whenever you want to run a promotion, you give them a quick call. They walk you through the process. Very simple. Okay. Any questions on the three sort of sections to our support model?
No.
No.
Okay. Looks good so far?
Yes.
So far, so good.
All right. Good to hear. Glad that we're ticking off all the boxes here. So again, here's the branded member portal. All right. So this is for managing your loyalty profile as well as any gift cards you've purchased. Just going to sign in here as a credentialed member. When you first sign in, you're going to see a dashboard of all your cards. At the very top, we've got our loyalty card number. I can see that I have a current balance of 91,990 points. That is a really substantial amount. And in this case, we also have rewards, 25 rewards that I've earned as well. All right. So this would be an example of a hybrid program, points and rewards at the same time. Okay. Now, if I click on transaction history, I can see a full breakdown of all of my loyalty transactions, time and date stamped by location. And I can see whether they're accumulations or whether they're redemptions, for what dollar of values, and how many points are associated. Now, I also have the ability to add my gift cards in here. So let's say, again, I bought my mom a gift card, right? I just basically click add a card, give it a nickname, put the card number and security code in there, and click add a card, and it's going to show up like this. So I'll see my mom's Mother's Day card. There's the Mother's Day card number, the current balance on that gift card, and then I'll have, again, that full transaction history, date and time stamped by location of all of the transactions she's making. And then if I want to, when her balance is running low, I can go ahead and just click the reload button. And again, you can configure these amounts here if you want, or the minimums and maximums on those gift card reloads. And we'll say we're going to add $85. We're going to put in our billing information associated with the credit card. And then I would just simply put in my credit card number, expiry, and CVV2 code. Click pay, and then it's going to transfer funds from the credit card back onto my mom's gift card. Very, very simple process. Okay. Now we're also going to have integration into Google Maps here, so you can have all of your 12 stores. I think it's 12 stores, I believe, that are going to be located right on here. You can search the closest stores by city, address, or zip code. I'll have my profile tab, which is all of the information that we would ask. This is the pretty standard stuff, though, guys. First and last name, gender, birth date, language, country. You know, this would be, of course, formatted for US-based loyalty members. So it would be zip code, state, communication consent. Do we have their permission to send them electronic messages through SMS, text, and email? Right? What is their communication preference? Text message, email, or both? Right. And now down here, this is really cool. We actually give you the ability to ask 5 to 10 questions that you want to ask your customers, things that you want to know about them. All right. Now, you may want to say, like, well, what types of products do you generally come to Goodwill to purchase, right? More is it clothes or furniture or whatever the case is, right? Now, do you want to be part of our newsletter? Do you have, you know, I guess allergies probably doesn't really play a role with your organization, but
Which store do you shop at most frequently?
yeah, which store do you shop at most frequently? But what's really cool about these questions that you can ask, if you format the questions with discrete answers, like yes or no or numeric answers or something like that, what you can do is you can use all of this metadata that's being collected, as well as this metadata here on their profile, in order to create a target. So I can create a target of all the people that shop at a specific store, based on their answers, or all the people that are part of your newsletter, or all the people, that like to come in and donate once a year, maybe whatever questions you ask, essentially. And again, this information is really what helps you guys isolate groups, right? And maximize the kind of repeat business you're looking for.
Can you change those questions at any time if you decide that you want to collect other data?
We can make some changes. The question is are you going to want to do that, right? Because if you change fields, let's say, like, you could start off, for instance, with 3 or 4 questions if you wanted to, right? And then you could add to the list. Just remember that all of the previous members that have already registered aren't going to be asked those questions.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Offers. So this tab here is a current state breakdown of all of the promotional offers that are available and active to me today. All right. So I can see here I've got 4 different offers here. These are just some examples, whether this one doesn't even really apply. This is like an experience of sorts, right? Like a private sommelier wine pairing for a restaurant. But I mean, this could be anything. Maybe it's a fitting or something like that, or like a furniture consultant or decorating consultant experience, maybe. You could do a time-based promotion where you've identified that your slowest times and days are Thursdays between 1 and 3 p.m. You could create a time-based promotion. If they come in on Thursdays between 1 and 3, they get X, right? You can throw in a reward if you wanted to. Hey, come on in and buy 5 t-shirts and get the 6th one for free, something like that, right? Anyway, so it just gives you kind of that current state breakdown. So even if I chose not to receive emails and SMS text, well, I could still always come here and see what's available to me today. Okay. Any questions on the branded member portal?
No.
No, I have a question for you, though. So all the money's going to one account. So I'm assuming it's the store that sells the gift card gets credit for the sale?
Well,
in their revenue budget, how do you?
I mean, that kind of comes down to how you guys want to manage your accounting on that. I mean, generally speaking, the sale of a gift card, we'll know which locations gift cards are purchased at, and we'll know which locations gift cards are redeemed at. Gift cards, of course, have a dollar value to them, right? If you're only running one bank account, then, well, the money for the gift card goes into that one bank account. When the transaction is redeemed, we don't need to transfer the funds anywhere else because there's only one bank account. But you'll still receive the reporting that will say, gift card was purchased at this location, gift card was redeemed at this location.
So if I have 2 stores that are in close proximity, and one is really good at selling gift cards, they really promote it, and for whatever reason, they get, they go to the other store and use them, there's somewhat of an imbalance.
An imbalance. How do you mean exactly? Are you talking about how you would reconcile?
Store A gets credit for the sale,
right?
And store B is giving away a lot of product and don't get credit for it.
What exactly credit would you be providing? Like just saying to the manager, hey, you guys, your gift card sales are really up high, congratulations? Or are we talking about like a monetary credit?
No. So
I think he's talking about reconciliation.
Reconciliation.
Yes.
He's making all the sales and the gift card, but the other guy is getting to give away all this product because he's at another store. So
yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, Ronald, in your case, since you have one bank account, it's not something you have to really worry about. People that have to worry are companies that have franchised locations, because with franchised locations, you're going to have separate bank accounts between locations. So in that case, if a gift card is bought at location A and then used at location C, which is a different owner, then the money has to be reconciled. But since you guys are one organization with one bank account, that money doesn't necessarily have to be reconciled if you don't want it to be.
Okay,
And
let me rephrase the question so I understand it. Store A sells a $100 credit card, so they get a gift card, so they get, their revenue is $100, right, against
Correct.
their budget. So
Mhm.
now that gift card ends up in store B, and they sell $100 worth of shoes,
Mhm.
and it's paid for with the gift card.
Right.
How does that go against their budget? Because one sells the $100 gift card, the other one sells $100 worth of shoes, but it's paid for with a credit card.
Right. So, I mean, if let's put this into the perspective of, say, a franchise business, right? We would be transferring the money from the corporate bank account to that second location where the shoes were purchased in that case, right? Because there needs to be funds to pay for the cost of that. And of course, every location, if they were franchise locations, they need to receive money for the purchase of an item. Because you're in one bank account, we don't have to transfer the funds, but really it's the location that sells the product would be getting credit for the sale of the product. Whereas you can pull reports if you want to honor certain locations because they're doing a really great job selling gift cards, then you can do that separately. But from like a monetary standpoint, when you're reconciling, it's going to be the location that sells the product that is going to take credit for the sale, or for the sale of products. Your reconciliation isn't looking at the sale of gift cards, it's looking at the sale of products.
Okay,
Right.
thank you.
But essentially what we'll do is, if you don't want to set up the automated clearinghouse, what we could do is provide you with reports. Those reports are the roadmaps, and that report will tell you what funds have to be transferred between locations based on where gift cards were bought and where gift cards were used, should you want to make those transfers internally.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. So, and that's going to help you with that reconciliation. But again, they're basically, a gift card is just somebody giving you some money in advance so they can buy some stuff later down the road.
But
Right.
but won't it show that we've sold this number of gift cards at this dollar amount, but it's not really going to go towards sales until you spend the gift card?
Correct. That's what we call that cash flow, right? So I mean, ultimately a gift card, and this is kind of, to be honest, it's how you want to structure your reconciliation is up to you. But generally speaking, organizations, they're not like they're selling gift cards, but they're just really taking money in advance. And then once the purchase actually happens of goods and services from those businesses, it's just a payment method at that point in time.
And you can't really have credit the one store hooray for selling the product and then credit the other store the same dollar amount.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's correct. So it's really the store that's selling products, and that where the gift card is being used at, that is getting, they're not getting credit for a gift card sale. They're just getting credit for a sale. And that happens to be using a gift card as the payment method.
Right. And so to promote the gift card sale, I need to come up with a different way of rewarding them and not
Exactly.
have it against their budget. Okay, got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll provide you with the reports that will say, well, location 1 is selling gift cards like crazy. Location 2 is not. You'd probably pull that report and say, well, hey guys, here's I don't know, whatever you would want to do to reward that store and those employees.
Yeah.
Maybe a pizza lunch or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Based on your experience with Gary's location, do you have some statistics about how many people buy or how many dollars, or do you have some information?
Yeah, I do actually. I can't say if this is specifically a secure retail lead that came in, but I have a quick case study that shows let's see here. This is another thrift store, so St. Matthew's House. With this, we saw actually running a gift and loyalty program. There was a $29,000 profit from promotional sales in the first few months. Right. And then 40% increase in loyalty program member base after launch. But as far as the actual sale of gift cards, I don't have one that's specific to any metric specific to thrift industry on me now. We have a bunch of new case studies, Ron, that are in the works right now, but they're not going to be ready for another few months here because
Okay.
our marketing team has to work with, of course, the client to get the
And
information.
you're basically running two programs, loyalty card and gift card.
Separately, yes,
Yeah.
but within one platform. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so that is essentially the branded member portal. Next, I'm going to show you the gift card portal.
Sorry,
right?
Brandon, can I hop in for a second?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Ron, I just want to be conscious of your time here because technically we have about 18 more minutes, but you guys have been asking questions and they've been some fantastic questions. So it's delayed us a bit. Do you guys have a hard stop in 18 minutes or can we go a little longer?
No, I on purpose, I schedule my meetings with time in between so we can go longer.
Fantastic.
Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so this is the gift card portal. Basically, two areas of focus on this one: checking the balance of existing gift cards, okay, and ordering gift cards as well. Now, back on the slide that I was showing you all the features, there was a tab there, or there's a little icon for fulfillment. All right. When we build you a gift card portal, there's two options here for you. We could do electronic gift cards. So people go onto your website and they order electronic gift cards. Okay. But we could also implement fulfillment, which means instead of ordering an electronic gift card, you'd also have the option to choose a physical gift card, which Data Candy will ship to the recipient. So both options are available. Of course, there's an additional cost, for the fulfillment side, since we actually have to, ship something out to them, but it's an option. So we could have a button here for physical gift card and then for electronic if you wanted. But right now I have this configured just for electronic gift cards. So I'll show you what that process looks like. So we click get a gift card. You can choose from any number of different card templates that you may have set up, maybe some holiday season themed ones, so on and so forth, Mother's Day, whatever you wish. We choose the gift card design. Now you can put in a custom amount within the minimum and maximum, but again, you can choose your own minimums and maximums. You can configure these fixed amounts at the bottom. We could just do a $50 gift card and the quantity is 1. And then is this a card for me or is this a gift for somebody else? That's an option that we give them, and for good reason too. So this is a gift for somebody else is pretty standard process. I'm going to show you what it's like to order a card for yourself, and then I'm going to show you what you can do afterwards with that card. All right. So this is a gift for me. Process payment. Process payment. I'm going to put in my billing information again associated with my credit card. Pretty basic stuff here. Mailing address, or I should say billing address, first and last name, email, phone number. I agree to the terms and conditions. Enter payment information. And so from here, I'm just going to put in my credit card number, my expiry date, and my CVV2 code. I'll click pay. So what we're going to see here is our order summary. You've got your order number, confirmation number, time and date stamp, tokenized credit card, last 4 digits provided, and then you'll see the amount and the quantity. Now I could print this off like a receipt if I wanted to, but it doesn't really have to be done because I'm also going to receive an email, actually 2 emails as a matter of fact. The first email is the order confirmation. So again, the same data that comes with it. And again, we can get really creative with the design, so don't judge me on the plain white background there. And the second email is the actual gift card. Again, we could do some really cool creative ideas here. We could throw animation. When I click view the gift card, it could be a little gift card coming out of an envelope if you wanted to. Really whatever you want. So I'll click the view the gift card. And now the digital gift card or electronic gift card is going to come up for me. Here we go. So Goodwill, Industries of Tulsa. You can have a header. You could have footers down here. You can have hyperlinks in there to your social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, website, whatever you want. You could have hours of operation if need be. We're going to generate a barcode as well as a electronic gift card number. You'll see your gift card template that was chosen. Your amount is $50 sent to Brandon Lee from Brandon Lee. And then because I'm opening this this up with a PC computer and I have Chrome set up as my primary browser, it knows to add this to my Google Pay account. If I open this up with my iPhone or a Mac computer, it would say Apple Wallet instead.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the final thing here is send to a friend. Because I'm ordering this gift card for myself, I could buy 5 of these things and I could keep them in my, virtual wallet, we'll call it, just waiting for somebody's birthday to come up. So I could re-gift this to anybody I want by clicking send to a friend. Here's my info at the top, and then I'm going to re-gift it to myself. We'll just say I'm the third party. So we'll just say re-gifting it to Brandon at that email address, and I'm going to put a little message. Happy birthday. I'm not a robot, and click send. There you go. So it's been now sent to a friend. If I go back to my email, I'm going to receive another 2 emails. One would be the confirmation that the gift card was re-gifted to someone else. And then the second one would, because I'm the recipient of that gift card being re-gifted, it would send me the gift card and it would now have the happy birthday message attached to it.
Okay, this is if you are ordering the card through the fulfillment. So this is something that would be electronic or mailed, but you can buy a gift card physically in the store and you
Of
receive
course.
a gift card. Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. That's a big part of our business model.
And are those cards like preloaded? So it's 25, 50, 100? Or can the person at the register, I said, I want $50, and then they load the card for $50?
Generally how everybody does it is they just load whatever amount wants to be purchased. So it's an empty card when it's sitting at the counter, and you just load it up with whatever amount you want.
Okay. And, there is 160 different Goodwills in the country, right?
Right.
And so I've had in the past where certain Goodwills have gift cards, and then they come to our Goodwill and we have to tell them, sorry, but we don't take this. The general public sometimes doesn't understand that we're not one national organization. How will the customer know which Goodwill can redeem the cards?
Well, they can go back to their branded member portal and take a look at the locations. So all of the locations of your 12 locations are going to be in here. This will show them which locations they can go and redeem those gift cards. You could also have, if you wanted, maybe a little printed out brochure that lists all the locations the gift cards can be redeemed at as well.
And keep in mind, you're also going to be able to fully customize the gift card for your organization. So on it, you could say Goodwill of Tulsa, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the address, maybe any other information you want on it, but it'll be very clear on the card that it is a Goodwill of Tulsa gift card.
Yeah, you could even have if you wanted, Ron, you could have a hyperlink here to your website, which shows a list. It takes them to a list of all the locations that they can redeem at.
Because Goodwill of Tulsa doesn't mean Tulsa, because I have 2 locations in Missouri. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, ideally, you want your gift cards to be carried over across all of your 12 locations, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that somebody could go to Missouri, for instance, and use the card that they purchased in Tulsa.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways. And again, this is where the strategic consulting kind of comes in. You're going to be able to, again, leverage the insight and experience that our project managers and account managers have done in the past, right? The kind of experience that they have working with other customers in your industry. They'll be able to provide you with some really good strategies on how to get that message out there. Okay. Any questions on the ordering of a gift card on that process?
No.
No? Okay. All right. So then that really concludes the consumer facing side of our demonstration. I'm now going to move over to our back office. Okay. This is our back office right here. This is what you guys are going to be using to manage the health of your program, as well as, setting up any promotional opportunities. All right. So we're going to go ahead and sign in. Okay, so when we first sign in, what we're going to see is our dashboard widgets. All right, now this can be configured for every single user in your organization. All right, every user has the ability to have their own custom dashboard, as well as a library of reports that they configure. They can save reports into their own library. They could, and use them whenever they see fit, essentially, so they don't have to reconfigure the report every time they want to look at data. The first 6 or 7 reports here are all loyalty-based reports, And then below that, we've got our gift card reports. Okay. But you can add reports or delete them as you see fit. So I could click here, delete it if I wanted to, or I could add a widget from the list of different reports that we have available. Okay. So some of the reports I have here already for you guys to take a look at. Total members, of course, as of whatever date you want to set. You can see a lift or a drop from previous periods. So I can see as of last week, we're actually up 0.05% in total members, whereas of last month, we're up 0.12%, or down from last year where we had X number of members, right? Total member visits, again, as of last week, last month, last year, as opposed to current period. Total member sales, same breakdown and comparatively to previous periods. Your members' average spend per visit, right? You'll basically see here that the data points, all right? So we've got an average spend across for each visit is $22.97. Again, it's all sample data, but you can compare that to previous periods. Members' last activity. So we'll start to see that some of these reports are actually dynamic in nature. Members' profile completion. This is where we'd want to see 65% or higher, but generally speaking, we'd see a much higher percentage than that. Here's your members' points activity. So basically the average per day accumulation is 35 versus 29 redemption average points per day. We can take this data and we can actually isolate. So we could say, I want to see accumulations. It looks like on February 10th, we accumulated 79.17 points, whereas on the redemption side, looks like the high point there is April 19th. We redeemed $107 or 107.73 points. Okay. Now below that, we've got our gift card activity. So this is the frequency of gift cards being used for activation, reload, and redemption. I don't have any reload data, unfortunately, but you get the idea. So we could say activations. We can take a look and see. All right. We activated 89 cards on March 29th versus redeeming. Looks like the high point was January 14th, we redeemed 40. Right. So you can configure these reports again. We can go in and say, edit. I want to see this as a line chart. All right. Full width. And I want to change the date ranges to a custom date range or predefined. And then you have this notion of types, right? Types of gift cards. We can configure this as you see fit. This could be your Mother's Day cards, Christmas cards, Father's Day, promo cards, whatever you want these line items to be. Okay. And so you can choose from which ones so that you're isolating certain data points. Doesn't look like I have a lot of data based on that particular configuration here, but you get the idea. Gift card amount activities, same report, except instead of frequency, we're looking at dollar value. So your average dollars per day in activations, $200, versus your redemptions, 297.37 per day. And again, also dynamic in nature. Gift card activity, average amount activity, I should say, in dollars. Your gift cards in circulation by type, active with an amount, active and empty, pre-activated, or other, which can mean anything you want it to. We can configure that for you. And then your gift card float balance, which is ultimately your liability on these gift cards. So this is basically saying we have $121,988.11 in gift cards that are active out there that we have to be able to redeem. Because that's ultimately what gift cards are, right? It's essentially cash flow, right? You're getting money in advance that you can use, reinvest in the business as you see fit, right? Keeping the lights on, paying employees, investing in renovations, whatever it is you want to use that money for, right? But you have to be able to still redeem it later down the road. Keep in mind, of these active balances of gift cards, about 30% on average of gift card balances never get redeemed.
30%?
30%, 30.
Okay.
Huge, right? That's free money basically in your wallet, right? You think about like the Tim Hortons gift card or something like that, or Starbucks or whatever it is, right? Those gift cards, on average, 30% across the board in all industries do not get redeemed. So it's free money essentially. These programs tend to pay for themselves, to be honest, Ron. Now, this is meant to be that bird's eye view of the health of your program. All right. But we can always drill down into the source reports that actually populate the data within these widgets. Right. So I can click on these titles here, like members average spend per visit. And this is going to take me into the source report, which is called loyalty KPIs by merchant. Right. So more detailed information related to all the locations. So let's say I want to group this by merchant location. I can change date ranges or group by period. I can even specify which locations I want to look at. All right. So I want to see all my locations in Tulsa. I don't have any Tulsa data, but I will put in Toronto because I know we have some data in this sample database in Toronto. So we'll say I want to see my Toronto locations. Save changes. Save and refresh. And there's my data for my Toronto-based locations. I can add different columns in here for different data points. I can sort that data, ascending or descending. When I'm happy with my report, again, I could save and refresh. All right, when I save it, I've made some configurations here. It's going to save this report into my private library. Right. I can also export this into Excel or CSV file formats if I want to play around with the data, in a spreadsheet editor. You own this data, just to be clear, Ron. All right. So you and Lori basically don't have to worry about Paystone reselling any of your data or anything like that. It is your information 100%. Okay. So because I click save and refresh, I'll just show you quickly your private library. You go to reports, my reports, and here are all the reports that I've configured. It's usually the same 2 reports that I tend to configure for demonstrations. That's why you see so many of the same one, but you get the idea. Now, if I go over to the last page here, I've got this funny little report called Loyalty Promotions Optimization Report. It's a terrible name for a report, but the data that you're going to find in here is actually really critical to managing essentially iteratively all of your promotional opportunities that you're generating. Okay. So think of it as 2 sides to the fence. All right. On one side, you have your base yield. All right. When a loyalty member comes in, makes a purchase, let's say you have a points program, you're giving them a base yield of 3% back, right? 3% more value than what they're spending, right? Or 5%, or whatever base yield you choose, right? So that's your base yield. Everybody that comes in that's a loyalty member gets that for every one of their purchases. On the other side of the fence, you have your promotional yield. Okay, this is what you're giving people specially that you're targeting because, maybe they're low spenders or they're high spender and you're trying to maximize them, but you're sending them a special promotional offer, right? For more value than what they would normally get with the base yield. All right, that's the promotional yield. That's what this data report is all about. All right, so what you would say is, let's say in the month of August, this is all sample data again, but in the month of August, we did 8 different promotions, all right, to different targeted groups within your loyalty base. Right, offering them, a reward or free item or bonus points, or if you spend this much, you get this many points extra, right? Different ones with different targeted groups. Well, if I sort this data by members average spend per visit, descending, I can see here, wow, $307.19, okay, was my average spend, and that was promotion number 3. Well, that's huge. It's a massive lift in comparison to promotion 2 that was only $2.46. Okay, but now let's take a look at the actual number of visits that generated an average spend of $307. Well, hold on. The spend is really high, but the number of visits only generated 221 visits, whereas promotion number 2 generated 8,976 visits, but the average spend was only $2.46. I'm going to want to investigate this iteratively because I want to maximize how much value each individual promotion is providing my organization, right? So I would go into promotion 3 and say, well, what did I offer them? Here's why the spend is so high. If you spend $300, you get 10 or more, you get 10 times the points. All right. So that was the offer. That's why the average spend was high. But when I look at the target group that I sent this promotion to, geez, it only went to 400 people in my loyalty member base, right? That's why I only saw 221. So then I'd go into promotion number 2 and say, well, hold on. The target group was like 10,000 people that I sent this promotion out to. That's why so many people visited and took advantage of the promotion. but the offer that I gave them was something very small. That's why the average spend was low. All right. So we would take this knowledge now, and we're going to now build a promotion. We're going to take this $307.19 lift that we saw in promotion number 3, and we're going to just iteratively tweak it to maximize its value. Now I'm going to try running the same promotion with a different target group, but I want 10,000 people in my loyalty base to receive this message. You see how you would use that data?
Absolutely.
Does that hit a tender nerve there where you guys would be seeing yourself using something like this in the future?
Sure. Yeah, it hits home for sure.
Awesome. Okay, so we've talked a lot about this whole ad hoc promotions and creating targets. Let me show you quickly how you would set up a target. Okay, so we always follow the same 3-step model. You create a target for who you're going to be promoting to. You create a promotion for what you're going to be offering them. And then you create a campaign, which is how you're going to communicate it to those loyalty members. All right. So we're going to start with the target. We go offer, target, ad. All right. We're going to give this target a name. We'll call it Goodwill Tulsa 1. It is locked. We want this to be available in our email platform, which you're going to have access to as part of the price point for your license with Data Candy, Cake Mail. So we say we are going to create a target. We want it available in Cake Mail. We're now going to create some conditions. Let's say that we want to target all of our males for whatever reason. Again, it's up to you guys to create your targets, but let's say we want to look at males. So I go in here, of all the options, this is the metadata, as well as the 10 questions that you would ask, or 5 to 10 questions you would ask under additional information when they're registering their profile. I want to look at all of my males. So I'm going to go to gender is equal to males. Calculate the results. I can see here that I have 604 males in my loyalty base, right? Well, now let's add a condition. I want to look at all the males, okay, that are in a specific area, right, by zip code. Now, again, this is configured for Canadians, so I'm going to say postal code. That's what we use here. And I'm going to say is like, and then I'm going to put in the first 3 characters of a postal code, J4B. All right, so now I'm going to go calculate results. 604 drops down to 247. So I only have 247 males in this area. But we won't stop there. We want to isolate one more thing. I want to know all the males in that area that haven't been into a store since 2014. Right? So I'm going to say add a condition, go to the last transaction date, and I'm going to say is greater than February 2nd, 2014. Okay, and now calculate the results. I basically got 6 guys in this area that haven't been into a store since 2014. Okay, now, of course, you're not going to target 6 people and send them a promotion. That's kind of silly. That would be a waste of your time. But this is, again, just a demonstration that I wanted you to get a good understanding of what you can do with targets. So let's say we're happy with this target. All right, we click save. We've created now a target, Goodwill Tulsa 1. Little code gets generated for it as well. We're done with the target. Now I'm going to create the promotion, which is what I'm going to give these 6 people. We click add and create a new one. Do we want to base this on how much money they spend? Items that they're buying within your store based on the SKU level data we're getting from Secure Retail, or items within categories like furniture, clothing, dishware, whatever it is that you guys sell in different categories. So we could choose these categories would come from essentially your catalog of products, all right, within Secure Retail's LogiVision. So we'll say, just to keep it simple, we'll base it off spend. Do we want to give them extra points, or do we want to do a discount? Let's say we want to do extra points. I'm going to give it a quick name. Spend $300, get 10 times the points. All right. Put a little description in here. And again, this is kind of configured for English and French because we're in Canada here, but we would configure this just for US. So give a little name for the French and put a description in there. Do we want it active immediately? Yes, we do. Do we want to run this based on the merchant's time zone or the client's time zone? This is more for online promotions that you might run with e-commerce platforms. So we'll just say merchant's time zone, keep it simple. So start date, we want it to start today. at 12:15, and we want it to end at the end of the month at, basically at 1 in the morning or 12 in the morning. Okay. Do we want this to reoccur? None, daily, weekly, or monthly? We'll say we're just going to run this once. Who's paying for these points? Well, pretty straightforward. Since you're all corporately owned, it's the headquarters office. All right. So we would have a location in here for headquarters. Let's just say it's this one right here. All right. That's headquarters. Do you have any sponsorship relationships with other vendors?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well, if you do, and you want them to pay for some of the points, we can create sponsors like Coca-Cola or, some whatever company in there. And then we can allocate how much money or what percentage of the points they're paying for. So we could say paying for 50%. Save changes. Is this going to be available at all locations, one or more merchant subcategories, or one or more merchants locations? So we can even choose which locations this particular promotion is available at if you wanted to. We'll just say all merchants for now. We're going to now assign the target that we created. We called it Goodwill Tulsa. So I'm just going to scroll down to G, Goodwill Tulsa 1. And finally, do we want them to be able to use this only once during this date range that we created? Or do we want this to be available to them every single time they come in to make a purchase during this period of time? Let's say we want to keep it within budget. We're just going to say you can only use this promotion once. Members will get 10 times the usual points if they spend $300. There's your promotion. It's created. It's in the system. It's communicating now back and forth between Data Candy's platform and Logivision. All right. Now, what we want to do is create the campaign, which is how we're going to communicate this promotional opportunity to them. All right. So we go to campaigns, campaign management. We're going to create a new campaign. We're going to call this campaign, let's call it Tulsa 1. We're going to now assign the target that we created again. Sorry, I got a lot of test ones in here. Goodwill Tulsa 1. There we go. So of the 6 people, I can see that only one of them is set to receive text messaging. All right. So I have to now, because there's one of them, I have to send out a text message because that one person needs to know that this promotional opportunity is available to them. So I'm going to make it active. I'm going to click save. And I'm going to create a text message to go to them to notify them of this promotional opportunity. I'm going to give that text a name. I'll call it spend $300, get 10 times the points. I'm going to put the same message in the text. This will be the text message that they receive. Throw one in for French again, configured for Canadians. And if they don't have a language preference set, they're going to receive this in English. Okay, that's my text message. Now I want to send myself a quick test to make sure the text is good to go. I'm going to send it to myself, my own cell phone number. Click send. Okay, just give me 1 second here. So if I reactivate my camera, you can see here, I just received the text. Okay, so I just got that. I look at the text, looks beautiful. I'm good to go. All right, from here, I close, I click save, and now I'm going to schedule when I want that text to go out. Do I want it to go out right now, or do I want it to go out later? All right, so I can put in the date and time, and then just pre-schedule it in advance. So let's say I want it to go out tomorrow at 11:50. Now, I'll just put now because I want to show you something real quick here. So I'm going to send it out right now. So this is getting sent out. All right, and let's see here under communications. There's the text message I just sent. What I can also see is the sent data. I can see if it was sent, if it was delivered, not delivered, because we have maybe the wrong phone number, or if they opted out of receiving messages. So I actually have web stats around the texts that I send out. Okay. Finally, 5 of the 6 people that we targeted have chosen email as their communication preference. So this is where we're going to create the email for those people. So we go to Data Candy's white labeled email platform, which is called Cake Mail. This is kind of like a MailChimp, if you're familiar with one of those email marketing systems. Again, this comes with your subscription. You can go in and you can import your own email templates if you wish, just like that. Or we can work off some of the ones that we have already in the system. So I'm just going to use one that I generally use for demonstrations, Data Candy demo template. Now, this email platform is communicating with Data Candy's platform. So we have access to all your loyalty email addresses for all your members. So we just choose under the To section, all contacts for Data Candy, but we're isolating just the target that we created. Now, this it's a demo sandbox environment, so I can't see Tulsa or Goodwill Tulsa 1, which is the target I created, but you would see that here, and you just choose it. And now we would edit the email as we see fit. So I can throw in images, change fonts, rich text. I can throw in videos if I wanted to, hyperlinks, and then I can even write in a little message here. Hi, let's say, hi, member's first name. So this is a lookup formula, all right, which I can find within merge tags. I just say, I want to pull their first name. Come on in and get 10 times the points if you spend $300 or more. Your current loyalty balance is, and I'm just going to put in here, points. There's a little lookup formula for the points balance. See you soon. And then we just say, will. All right. And now when I'm happy with that, I'm going to double check what it's going to look like as a mobile email. So if somebody opens it up with their mobile phone, they're going to see it like this, but I can make changes to that configuration as well. I'm happy with it. I'm going to click continue. So now I'm just going to quickly send a test email to myself to make sure the email looks good. Email's been sent. Just going to go back to my email. Here we go. Hi, Brandon. Come on in and get 10 times the points if you spend $300 or more. Your current loyalty balance is 500 points. See you soon. Goodwill Tulsa. Just like that. So I'm happy with the email. Looks great. Basically from here, I just schedule it. When do I want it to go out? What day? What time? All right. And then I click send campaign. Now from there, all right, you're also going to get web metrics on the emails that are sent. So I could go to all the previously sent emails. So let's say I sent this one here April 14th. Click on that, and you're going to get web metrics on whether people are opening them, right? What the click rates are, subscribe or unsubscribing to receiving electronic messages, what the delivery rate looks like, and bounce back as well. How's that look so far, guys?
So far, so good. I have a question on returns.
Sure.
So if somebody gets a discount based on X amount of points, but a week later they come to return the item, and the same for the gift card. Do you reload back the gift card, or does it go back to the credit card, or how does that work? And also with the points.
Generally, it would get thrown back onto a gift card. I believe that's usually how it would work.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the loyalty card, the points?
Yep, you would do an adjustment essentially on the loyalty card.
Same thing? Okay.
Yep, very simple process.
You mentioned e-com at one point in your presentation. Is that something separate to set up within?
Yeah, but we can't do that because remember, we go through shopgoodwill.com and it's all these different accounts. That's big. But that is something we should propose to Orange County and see if they can make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you know we sell, well, I don't have an e-commerce department yet, but a lot of Goodwills sell through shopgoodwill.com, what is managed by Orange County. And so that would really be their deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but that is something I'm thinking about because I'd love for people to buy gift cards to shop online.
Right.
But that's a different discussion.
It is. It is. I mean, we're working on integrations now with various e-commerce shopping carts. Shopify is the first one that we're trying to integrate to for redemptions and accumulations of points and gift cards as well. It's not ready yet, but hopefully it will be ready in the coming few months. When you do have an e-commerce department or team, we would be able to use that out of the box solution. Now, if it's not Shopify, we'll also be working on, I think, BigCommerce and WooCommerce for shopping cart integration. There's also the option of us providing you with our API, and you can have your own developer team build the integration themselves if it's something more custom.
Well, the thing is that shopgoodwill.com is managed by a Goodwill out of Orange County,
Right.
and there are 130 different Goodwills on that website. So that's going to take a lot more than.
Yeah, that's more of that's a much larger enterprise conversation for sure.
Yeah. But I'm gonna propose it to them, and I will see where we get.
Hey, that'd be great. We'd be happy to have that conversation when they're ready to discuss it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the only thing I would really show you here as well. I know we're kind of running short on time here. Justin and I have a meeting actually in about 12 minutes. But real quick, I'll show you the punch card, or sorry, not the punch card rules, but the lights out promotions piece. Right. So this is those automated messages that we'd be sending out for birthdays and for the first time that they redeem. So we can do, again, special occasions for birthdays. We can do win backs, so people that haven't been within 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever the case is. Lapsed members, all right, essentially, so they haven't been in. Who have not visited within 6 months will get 2 times the points is what I've set up here. For the first time that they do a redemption, we want to give them a reward. When they finish the registration of their loyalty profile, we want to set something up for them for that, or even just member nurturing. Right now, I'll show you what it's like to create one of these. It's a very simple process. Special occasions, so we'll just do a birthday one. Birthdays. Do we want to give them a free item, extra points, or just a message because it's not within budget? We'll say we want to do, let's say, extra points. Next. Okay, members will get, let's say, 25 instead of multiplier. We're going to say bonus points if they come in within 3 days following their birthday. Okay. If they have chosen email as their communication preference, they're going to receive this email. All right, in English. Of course, we have a French version as well for the configuration it's set up at. If they have chosen text message for communication preference, they're going to receive this text message. And again, you can change these. Use your own wording, your own templates if need be. All right. Once we're happy with the messaging, turn it on and click save. And then it'll show up. You can only have one birthday in a row. If I tried to save that, it would just give me an error message. But we'll go back to punch card. No, back to lights out. And it would show up just like this in green, saying that it's active. The only difference is it would have the configurations we just changed. That's it. You set it up once. It's always running in the background. You don't have to worry about it. It's just basically working for you guys to maximize return business or repeat business. So that's the majority of our loyalty and gift card program. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, you have an English and French language. Is it possible to get English and Spanish?
It is not as of right now. It would only be in the US. It would only be in English.
Okay. We have a lot of Spanish speakers here.
I can understand that, yeah. And that's a question that comes up quite often, Ron. I think we're going to be looking to probably move towards incorporating Spanish in the future, but as of right now, it's only available in English and French.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts, guys? Is this something that you would want to have access to?
Sure.
Yes,
I like it.
I like it
Yeah.
too.
I kind of regret because we have a new person that is heading our marketing department that she's not here. So we'll see how we can make that happen.
Well, we're recording today's call, so you'll be receiving a copy of this via email. You could just forward. Yeah, you could forward this this video recording to her as well, or him, and they'd be able to review the video.
Awesome.
So, Ron, let me ask you, before I go into next steps, let me ask you a question. Should you decide that this solution meets your needs and you do want to go forward with it, do you have an idea, a timeline on when you would like to be live with this program?
I would say in the next 90 days.
In the next 90 days. Okay, that works. Okay, so next steps. What I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put together a proposal, which also acts as a contract should you decide to move forward with it. That proposal will detail all the support you'll get from our team, along with the pricing for this solution. I'll put that together for you sometime today. I'm pretty swamped, so I'm assuming you'll get it, sometime around like 5, 6 o'clock. What we can do, if you would like, is we can schedule a follow-up call for next week to do a follow-up to the demo. If you have any questions regarding what you saw today or anything regarding the proposal itself, or we could leave you to your own devices and let you reach out to us sometime next week or 2 weeks from today to schedule a meeting then.
Mm-hmm.
We have signed up with you, and I know it's been a couple of years ago. Is any of that information been saved? I know that when we went on Secure Retail, because we even bought the member cards the loyalty cards from you.
Well, you'd definitely be able to reuse those cards. That would still be an option. But
As
we
I
would
said,
have to.
I'm relatively new to this Goodwill. I think they signed up pre-pandemic, and then it just went away.
It did.
So we'll probably have to redo everything.
Yeah. Well, if there is any existing data that we hold in our system from that existing program, and I'll double check on that with our team, we would definitely be able to import any of that data into the new program.
Yeah.
That would be good too.
Was it just gift cards previously, or do you know if it was gift and loyalty?
We were going to do gift and loyalty. We were going to do both.
But did
And I'm
anybody
almost
start
positive-
accumulating?
I'm almost positive we bought the gift cards through who you recommended us to buy them through.
Right.
I can't remember the company.
Do you know if anybody had accumulated, like did the loyalty portion go live and people accumulated points back then? Okay, well then that's there's no problem there. The gift cards, that's a simple, just moving the gift card numbers over to the platform, right? But and any balances that are unused as well.
Yeah, we did that. We moved. I think we took our old gift cards and loyalty, and we moved some data to you, which it's not any good now, but we did move some data.
Well, you know what? I will take that one offline, look into it with our team, and we'll discuss that in the follow-up call.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's perfect.
Do you guys want to put a follow-up call in the books, or do you prefer to take all the information in and reach out to us in the next couple of weeks when you're ready?
Give me a second.
Just
Let me see
keep in mind too, to build this project out for you, we're
Yeah.
probably looking somewhere, like we can definitely do 90 days. Like 3 months is not an issue, but generally speaking, these programs, the project of building it, getting ready for the go live date is going to take around probably, I would say like somewhere between 5 and 7 weeks, I would say.
Let's do either next week, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, let me look at the calendar for us. Wednesday, or I think Thursday is a little bit better for us. Brandon
Okay.
looks to be fully booked already on the Wednesday.
I'm stacked. I'm stacked on Wednesday.
How about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, perfect. So I will send you guys out another invite for that follow-up call. I'll put the proposal for you guys together sometime today. Are there any other questions for us before we let you go?
Not right now. No, thank you. Thank you so much.
Very much.
Thank you guys very much for taking the time to meet with us then, and we will reconvene next week.
Okay.
If there are any questions in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out to us by email. Ron, you also have my direct phone number there. Feel free to call me anytime.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks.
Bye,
Great
guys.
meeting you, folks. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.